Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Adam Castro. Welcome to Sanctify Studios, where I like to create and examine content with a sanctifying biblical view. I've been focusing heavily on reacting to Christian music lately just because I really want to highlight those artists who are being intentional about creating sanctifying content. So if that's something that you're interested in, then you can do me a huge favor and you can leave me a thumbs up, you can hit the subscribe button, and you can hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new videos arrive. I am so excited to be introducing this band into the rotation today because, quite honestly, they are tied for my favorite band of all time, and that is Memphismayfire. They just released their brand new album called Remade in Misery, and it's so crazy because it's been a whole year since they've released their first single, Blood and Water. It's so crazy. I remember exactly what I was doing when I first heard it. I remember exactly when I first listened to it. I was blown away. I was so excited, and little did I know that I'd be getting a year of just insanely amazing songs all throughout the singles that they would be releasing. To be honest, there's a few of those songs that I probably could have reacted to on the channel, but I just didn't have the self-control and I couldn't wait to listen to the songs. But with the release of their new album, there's two new songs that I can react to, and so I've decided to do so. The first of which is their song Misery. And I do believe that even though Matty Mullins, their lead singer, said that there's no real theme to the whole album, as a song that has misery in the name, I have a feeling that this song is going to kind of resonate with each and every other song that's on the album. By the way, if you're not familiar with who Memphismayfire is, they're an American metalcore band from Texas. Their lead singer is Matty Mullins. Their guitarist is Kellen McGregor. Their drummer is Jake Garland. And their bassist is Corey Elder. Now, even though these guys are tied with Disciple for being my favorite band, it has been a very long time since I've seen them live. I think it was like way back in 2015 when I saw them here in California. At least it was a VIP meet and greet, so I got to meet these guys. They're all super, super great, super awesome, fellow lifters as well, so that's always a plus. But that was like 7 years ago. I cannot believe it's been that long. I am excited to say, though, that I will be seeing them on their Remade in Misery tour when they pass through the Glass House in Pomona with Rain City Drive, From Ashes to New, and Wolves at the Gate. I think that this is going to be one of the biggest tours of the year, so I'm super excited to see them. If you're going to be seeing them on any of those dates on this tour, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Let me know. If you're going to be at the Glass House in Pomona, it'd be nice to meet you guys. So I think it's going to be a great, great show. All right, guys, with all that being said, let's dive into the song. Here is Misery by Memphismayfire. Woo, here we go. Oh, I'm excited. Misery. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Sounds so good.
Looking for some violence.
Bringing in those punchy drums.
But it's saying to be silent. I grab the bottle, hoping I can make it quiet. But they get louder every time I try to hide it. Nothing left to lose at rock bottom. Wounds turn to scars, yeah, I got them. But I've come to learn you gotta let it burn if you're gonna be forged in the fire.
Woo! Such a great start. I love that tone in the guitars, man. It's dirty, but it's so, so good. And I also love what Matty Mullins is doing with his voice here. Like, I love that it's in this place that's not a scream, but it's also not a clean. It's got a lot of room to have different dynamics. Like, he can bring a lot of emotion in just that different kind of yell that he's doing. And I love it because he has a lot of freedom to express that emotion and to accent and emphasize certain things. And I think it plays really well with the song. So really, really love this. The drums are punchy. Like, oh, this all sounds so good. I am going to back this up a little bit because I can tell we're going into the chorus.
Wounds turn to scars, yeah, I got them. But I've come to learn you gotta let it burn if you're gonna be forged in the fire. I try to take the pain away, nothing seems to change.
Love it.
But when I go through hell, it's when I know myself. And all the lies that I believe are taking me away.
So good. Love the production. Love it.
It's where I find myself. Remade in misery.
Yeah, bring back the guitar.
I found myself in the dark with blurry vision. The walls turned to bars, it was a prison.
love it.
Turn to scars, yeah, I got 'em. And I've come to learn, you gotta let it burn if you're gonna be forged in the fire. Tried to take
Oh, psych.
away, but it kept chasing. It's never gonna leave. I tried
There
to
it is.
take the pain away, nothing seems to change. But when I go through hell,
Love these full guitars.
I know myself.
Love these layers. It sounds so good.
All the lies that I believe and taking
A killer
me
chorus, too.
but when I go through hell, that's where I find myself, remade in misery.
Giving ourselves room to breathe here. Great cleans. Clean guitars. Rising up.
It's easier to say I
Yeah.
hate it than to admit that I created. I'm done running, I'm done running, I'm done running. I can't escape it.
Woo!
I try to take
Love it.
pain away, nothing seems to change. But when I go through hell, that's when I know myself. And all the lies that I believe are digging me a grave. But when I go through hell, that's when
Raising up those vocals. Love it.
remade in misery.
Solid.
Remade in misery.
Love it. Man, I'm telling you, Memphis Mayfire does not disappoint when it comes to delivering a solid song with perfection in the guitar tones, driving, punchy drums, lyricism that's deep and yet super aggressive at the same time. Like, they delivered an amazing song here with Misery. And like, this song is definitely following a similar structure to a lot of their other singles, and yet I think that they've done a great job with keeping a structure and yet finding a unique way to speak to their listeners with each and every song. Each and every song just speaks to you in a different way, a unique way, and it's no different with the song Misery. I want to dive into these lyrics a little bit because there's just a lot here that I love. The beginning says, I feel it coming like it's looking for some violence. Try to speak, but it's saying to be silent. I grab the bottle, hoping I can make it quiet, but they get louder every time I try to hide it. Man, I think that this is speaking to the voices in our head sometimes. This could be speaking to the temptations that we feel, our flesh. This could be speaking to the doubt that sometimes we can face. And unfortunately, there's no drinking these things away. There's no numbing these things away. There's no drugging these things away. There's no self-pitying these things away. These voices and these doubts and these temptations will not go away unless we face them, as we'll find out later on in the song. Continuing on, he says, nothing left to lose at rock bottom. Wounds turn to scars. Yeah, I got 'em. And I've come to learn you gotta let it burn if you're gonna be forged in the fire. Man, such a deep line. I love that he's basically saying that the struggles that we go through are a part of the process in being forged in the fire, being molded into who you're supposed to become through the struggles that you're going through. And that's a message and kind of a way of life that I don't think a lot of people nowadays are accepting of. We try to chase comfort a lot of times. We try to run away from challenges and run away from struggles, or a lot of times maybe even succumb to being a victim of a lot of the circumstances surrounding us, instead of seeing those situations and seeing those struggles as a part of the process of growing and becoming stronger. And so we see as we continue on in the song, I try to take the pain away and nothing seems to change. But when I go through hell, that's when I know myself. And all the lies that I believe are digging me a grave. But when I go through hell, that's when I find myself remade in misery. Remade in misery. I love this message. And if you think through a lot of the songs from the album, man, there's a lot of misery. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt. When you look at Blood and Water, when you look at Left for Dead, Your Turn, American Dream, like there's so many things, Bleed Me Dry. There's so many messages throughout the album to where it really does feel like you're going through suffering, you're going through misery, you're going through pain and hurt and betrayal and all these different things. And you're just like, man, you know what? I have to come on the other side of those things and be better. I have to become stronger. I have to be a different person out of these situations and struggles. And I think that that's a huge part of this message in the song, remade in misery, forged through that fire, a different and stronger person. So going on in verse 2, he's saying, found myself in the dark with blurry vision. The walls turned to bars. It was a prison. Could have found my way out if I'd have listened. I had to die to find what I'd been missing. Nothing left to lose at rock bottom. Wounds turned to scars. Yeah, I got 'em. And I've come to learn you got to let it burn if you're going to be forged in the fire. Again, just resonating with that same message that it's in the prison, it's in the dying, it's in the misery that we are learning more about who we are and learning more about who we're supposed to become through those challenges that we face. And then finally in the bridge, he says, it's easier to say I hate it. It's easier to say I hate the voices. It's easier to say I hate the challenges. I hate the temptations. I hate the doubts. I hate the circumstances. I hate the misery. It's easier to say that I hate it than to admit that I create it. Man, that's so true. How many times do we create in ourselves those doubts? How many times do we create in ourselves those voices and temptations? And maybe it's because of decisions that we've made. Maybe we've sinned against God. Maybe we've made bad choices with our lives, had bad lifestyles. Maybe it's because of circumstances surrounding us. Maybe it's because of our perspective and our outlook. But how many times do we create those circumstances ourselves? We create our own misery within our lives. And then he says, I'm done running. I'm done running. I'm done running. I can't escape it. Man, I love this message. Again, just talking about how we've already said that we can't drink this problem away. We can't numb this problem away. We can't do anything to try to get rid of these voices and temptations and doubts in our heads. We have to face them. We can't escape it. We have to face them head on, and we need to overcome them. We need to put ourselves through the fire to be forged through the fire and to be remade in that misery. Because no matter what we do, that misery is going to be there. But we can get through it and we can overcome it and become the people that God has called us to be. He's called us to be the person who's on the other side of those things. And I've said it before in other videos, there is another side of that. There is a after your struggles. There is a end to the pain that you go through, and there is an end to that misery. And even the song is saying, I have to go through these things to be remade in this misery and know who I am. So I just love that this song is bringing those things to light and talking about those things. Again, I love that each and every one of these Memphis Mayfire songs is addressing different types of misery that we go through. And even though I've heard Matty Mullen said that there's no real overarching theme to the album, I think that this was a beautiful summary of basically what this whole album is talking about. So great job, Memphis Mayfire. I love it. I'm excited to check out the next song. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe button and you can hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos arrive. Go ahead and give Memphis Mayfire some love. Give them a follow. Go see them on one of their tour dates for the Remade in Misery tour. And if you want to support me and what I'm doing here, then you can follow me on my social media accounts. You can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/sanctifystudios, and you can check out my cover of You Never Let Go under Adam J. Castro. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.
When I go through hell, it's when I